YouTube. I'm Laura, and today we're going to go through a Pilates sequence. It's going to be a beginner's ab sequence and basically like a good warm-up. If you're going into some more advanced abdominal work, this is a really good place to start to make sure that you're fully warmed up and that your body is ready to take on some of the more difficult poses. It's also going to help you to get a really good sense of that abdominal bracing that we use in Pilates, where we have the belly button pulled in toward the spine and that protected position for the lower back, so that you don't end up with a sore lower back after you do a lot of your abdominal exercises, because that's definitely not what we want in the end. So let's start down on the back. We're going to keep the soles of the feet on the floor. Lift the chest up nice and high, holding onto the legs if you need to for support, or holding the arms out. Take a slow exhale, roll down. Start by scooping in the belly right away. You want to bring that extra awareness and think about pulling in rather than pooching the belly out, because that's going to be counterproductive to what we're actually trying to do here. Now, plant the shoulder blades down on the mat. Make sure that the chest is open. We're going to start out with the arms up alongside the head. Upper back is flat on the mat. Take the feet hip distance apart. Make sure that the lower back is nice and comfortable. You have that natural arch in the lower back. And then we're going to start out by lifting the legs up into a tabletop position and taking the arms up to the ceiling. So we're going to try and coordinate that movement. Lower the arms and legs down. And then lift. Legs come up to tabletop. Arms are up to the ceiling. Keep the shoulders planted down onto the mat. Release. Exhale to come up. Inhale to lower. Slow movement, control it with your abs, and make sure that you pay attention to what happens in the lower back. So once our feet come down onto the floor, natural arch, you can slide the fingers underneath the lower back. We have that normal curve. And then as we take our legs up, you'll feel a little flattening out. So you should still have a bit of space there. We don't want to completely flatten the back onto the floor, but we want to roll the hips back so that we have a contraction of the abdominals. Slowly release the arms, release the legs. Going a little bit farther now, we're going to lift the legs and peel the upper body up. Just lift the shoulder blades up, lift the head up. Now at any time if you feel like your neck starts to strain, take your hands behind your head. Just give support, don't pull the neck. Release. And then peel yourself up. Releasing down. Now we're going to isolate. We're going to leave the arms on the mat and just move the legs up. I want you to tap the heels down so they don't fully lower, and then bring the legs back up. So if you start to feel any strain in the lower back, I want you to come closer to the hips. The closer you are with the legs, the easier it's going to be. If it's a little too easy and you want more challenge, send the heels out a little farther and then draw the legs up. One more tap with the legs. And then lower soles of the feet down onto the mat. We'll isolate the upper abdominals. We're going to peel up, lift the shoulder blades, feel that contraction. Slowly release down. Length out through the fingertips, long upper body. And release. As you're coming up, what you're doing is bringing the bottom of the rib cage and the top of the pelvis closer together to shorten the abdominal muscles. And then we're lengthening, keeping that flexibility through our muscles. What we're going for are strong muscles, but also flexible muscles. Releasing down. Now this time, putting upper body and lower body together. We lift up, draw the legs up into tabletop, straighten the legs up, bend, and lower. Heel up, extend, bend the knees, to that. We're going to come up, extend the legs, maybe lower a little bit, lift the legs up, bend and release. One more like that. Release the feet. Now let's take the left hand behind the head, just to cradle the head, support the neck, and make sure that you're not using the hand to pull on your neck. We don't want to put any strain. We're going to lengthen the left leg up toward the ceiling. And we'll do a little diagonal. So you're going to reach up and lower down. So I'm touching my right fingers to my left leg. Make sure that you're keeping the right sole of the foot pushing down into the floor, giving yourself support, and keeping the rest of the body really still. Now going a little farther, instead of just tapping the shin, we're going to open out and then cross the arm, open out and cross. Take the leg off to the side just a bit as you open. And you're bringing your head with you for that movement. Try to look toward the left. And then we'll take one more crunch. And release. Other side. Left arm extends, right hand to the back of the head. We'll take the right leg up. Lower it down. Starting out just tapping fingers to the leg. Last one. Now we go farther. Pass the leg, open it out to the side. One more. Releasing the hand and the foot. Taking a deep breath in between. Okay, now we're going to do same side. So we're going to take the right hand on the back of the head, left arm extends up, left leg extends out. We're going to crunch up, take the elbow and the knee together, extend out. If you want to make that a little bit harder with the leg, you can crunch up, extend, and lower. Crunch up, extend, then lower. And then of course you get that nice length as you do that. You're reaching up fingers and toes really long, and then lower it to lengthen. Do one more. And then switching sides, left hand to the back of the head, right arm comes up, right leg comes out. Taking a deep breath. And then we'll start just elbow to knee. Lengthen and tap. Lengthen, tap. then extending. Or if you want, you can bend, reach up to the ceiling, and lower. Let's take one more. Lower and lengthen. Release the sole of the foot back onto the floor. Take a deep breath. All right, let's take the legs up. And then we'll bring the arms up, crunch with the upper body. Draw the belly button down toward the spine. Now you're either going to stay with the knees bent and then just alternate lengthening the legs. That'll be our starting move. If you need to, bring the hands to the back of the head, support the weight of the head. Or you can start with the legs up and do a little lower and bend. Depending on which one you feel comfortable with. And just remembering, the higher you stay, it's going to be a little bit easier. If you want it more challenging, take it real low. Do one more each side. Take it up, bend, and release. Nice deep breath in between. Okay, one last one. We're going to feel the upper body up, draw the legs up, extend the legs up to the ceiling to start, and then lower them to a level that's comfortable for you. Angle the toes out just slightly so that we're wrapping the thighs. And then we're going to lift and lower. If that's a little too hard, bend the knees. Lift and lower with knees bent. If the neck starts to bother you, take the hands to the back of the head. And one more. Bending the knees, releasing yourself down, taking a deep breath, straightening one leg, roll yourself over onto your belly. So after we work the abs, we always have to make sure that we stretch them too. We don't want them to get tight. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, roll the shoulders back, lift yourself up into a little cobra. Feeling that length through the front of the body. Keep your gaze low. Make sure that you're not creaking your neck back. One last inhale, lifting up. On your exhale, you can lower. Press into the hands. Draw yourself up. And that was our ab warm-up sequence. So hopefully you are nice and warm and ready to go on to some of the more advanced Pilates work for our abs.